What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trizzy Trades. After many years, I'm finally a profitable trader. The key to my recent success is long-term options trading, but with good companies. I've learned that given time, most of my trades do exactly what I want them to do. So once again, I'm going to share one of my trades that I recently entered. Also, I want to give you an update on my options portfolio so you can see where I'm up and where I'm down. The one consistent thing you will see is each trade has at least 6 months, mostly 9 to 12 months, to move where I want them to move. This is the process that works for me, so I'm going to stick with it. With that being said, let's get to it. TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, ticker symbol TSM. They are the world's largest chip manufacturer. Some will say that this is the most important company in the world, based off the microchips that they make. An advantage they have is they solely focus on microchip manufacturing. Some companies do microchip design, and then there's others that do chip design and manufacturing. But TSM only does manufacturing, so they can focus all of their energies on manufacturing to produce the best chips possible. For that reason, if you are a technology company that uses advanced microchips, more than likely you are a customer of TSM. We're talking Apple, Google, Amazon, even Intel, who also makes microchips, but they're also a customer of TSM. Let me show you exactly why I did the trade. Technicals first. TSM has gained over 50% in market value over the last year. It recently made an all-time high and closed above strong resistance on the weekly chart. However, we've seen a sharp decline since then. Actually, it's a good thing for me because I don't like making trades at all-time highs. I wait for pullbacks, and we got ourselves a pullback. Dropping down to the daily time frame, TSM is 13% away from its highs, which means that getting back to those highs is not that big of a deal, especially if it passes those highs and makes a new all-time high. Then we're really profitable. Question is this a good place to enter? TSM found support at around 134 and has been doing spinning tops for the last couple days. Here I'm going to draw a few fibs, and I actually have a bit of confluence in an area of the very support that TSM just found. Now I might be a little early on this trade because there's no indication of it turning back up at this level. If it goes lower, I'm okay with that. I'll just get more contracts. On the fundamental side of the game, as far as 3nm microchip technology goes, TSM is dominating. Yes, companies like Samsung also have 3nm chip technology, but not at the scale of TSM. They've consistently had market share of almost 60% for quite some time now. Now, you saw the year that Nvidia had in 2023, where everybody was trying to partner with Nvidia and get a little piece of their technology. Who do you think manufactures chips for Nvidia? TSM. Here's the crazy thing. Nvidia only accounts for about 11% of the orders put in at TSM, meaning that if for some reason Nvidia flops and goes out of business, TSM will be alright. They have over 500 customers. Here's another crazy thing. Nvidia is not even TSM's largest customer. Guess who is? Apple. They're making a big push for 3nm microchip technology, particularly for their iPhones. For this reason, they have boosted their orders to TSM by 50% for a total of $17.52 billion. Just to put that in perspective, that's equivalent to 25% of TSM's total revenue for the entire year of 2023. Speaking of 2023, that was not a good year for TSM. Revenue dropped by almost 6%, while net income dropped by almost 19%. This was the primary cause of the stock price dropping so much, which is fine by me because good investors like to see stock prices of good companies fall so they can take advantage. Free cash flow took an even harder hit with an almost 46% drop. However, despite not putting up good 2023 numbers, check out the margins. Gross margin comes in at 54%. Operating margin is 42%. And net margin comes in at a 38.75%. To put that in perspective, a good net margin for a company to have is above 10%. Also, TSM appears to have good management because if you look at the return on equity, the return on invested capital, and the return on assets, characteristics of a good management is having each one of those numbers above 10, maybe even 12%. So let's recap why I think this is a good buying opportunity. Despite putting up less than stellar 2023 numbers, TSM is up 37% year to date. Nvidia had a great year and do not seem to be slowing down at all, which means more orders for TSM. Don't forget the fact that Apple is actually a bigger customer of TSM than Nvidia is, and they just boosted their orders by 50%, generating a quarter of last year's revenue from just one customer. For all those reasons, I had to trade TSM. And if the price goes lower, that's all right. I'll just get more contracts. So I put that trade in on March 20th. And here's how we're doing so far. Currently, I'm up 8% in this trade. There was a small gap up after I entered, and it seems to be holding. So far, so good. As far as the rest of my portfolio, March has been pretty busy for me. I have some positions that I put on and some positions that I took off. What I'm really happy to see is Google, which just so happens to be my most costly position. It's up 70%. There have been a lot of ups and downs with this trade. There was a time I was down -30, even -40%. And instead of exiting the position, I just bought another contract, lowered my cost basis. And since then, it's been going up. I don't have anything at 100% profit yet, so there's nothing to take off the board. Hopefully that happens soon so I can bank some of these gains. Tune in as I keep showing you the progress of my portfolio. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like button, comment if you want, subscribe if you will. I'll see you later.